Hi guys, Craig here, Product Manager at Broker Engine. One of the key challenges I face in my practice, and I think in every mortgage broking practice, is collecting data from your clients, names, address history, employment history, assets, liabilities, and so on. And it's a constant challenge, and then being able to reuse that data later on if the client comes back to you for a new loan in a year or two's time. The way we've solved that inside of Broker Engine is we have a full fact find inside of Broker Engine. Now, it is a full form builder, which means you can pretty much build whatever fact find you like. But out of the box, we will provide you with a couple of examples that you can use and then edit or add to as you wish. And I'm just going to walk you through a couple of features of that fact find. The first one is, we all know that if you're doing internet leads, you might want to collect a little bit of quick data, quick snapshot. Is there actually a deal here at all, without necessarily asking the client to fill out pages and pages of forms? So if you're looking to do that, you can have the fact find in a full mode or in a simple mode. The simple mode would just mean the client would just fill out the basic data that you need as a mortgage broker to determine if there's a deal here. So things like, relationship status, dates of birth, number of dependents, and so on. What you'll notice is missing from here is it is missing clearly, residential history and other details that really aren't that relevant to working out, is there a deal here or not. And as you go through, you can obviously choose what fields you want to show in your simple mode, but clearly current employment and income would be quite handy for working out if there's a deal here or not. Now, what you'll notice is I've entered in obviously my name, and I could enter in a date of birth, then I've entered in married, and then it'll sort of potentially ask you who you're married to, applicant to, etc., etc. Now, what you'll notice here is, let's presume that you get that back from the client and it's a deal, it looks like a good deal. You can now just change that to full mode, and now you can just fill in the extra data that you did not collect initially. So you or the client can fill in the extra data whilst maintaining the data that you had already entered in, such as names, residential status, number of dependents. But you'll now see residential address history, previous address history, and so on. So the first little feature there is a full and a simple mode of the fact find to make it easy for you to convert those new leads. The second feature here is you can pre-fill the fact find. So my process actually in my practice is to pre-fill the fact find. I'll request documents from the clients first. I'll then have my team, once we've got those, I'll collect the documents through Finance Vault, our client portal. The team will then do a pre-research checklist. This is my current one, and I'll do a pre-research checklist, and they will pre-fill or pre-prepare the fact find. So what my team are doing there, to save myself or the client filling out pages and pages of fact find form, they're actually going to open up the fact find and pre-fill it from the identification they have, from the bank statements they have, and so on. So either myself with the client, or the client is only filling in the information that we don't already have from their documents. So the second feature of our fact find is you can pre-fill it before sharing it with the client. The third feature, of course, is you can always lock the client out. So if you want to lock it down so they can't keep editing it, you can always lock the client out by clicking the lock button here. And I guess finally, the fourth feature, as it is a full form builder, and you see some examples here, but it's very much got all your conditional logic. So, and you can make your own, and we can help you with that. But for example, if you select temporary resident, it then populates what sort of visa they're on and so on. So I think you'll enjoy that functionality. As mentioned, it is a full form builder, and what I mean by that is you can literally come into the form. We've got many different options, and you can literally, if you wish, edit the fields, drag in different fields, whatever you wish and whatever you need to satisfy your requirements. At Broker Engine, we help you make those changes for you. So you just let us know what you want and we'll help you do it, but you do have the power yourself to make those changes as a user of Broker Engine. Look, that's our fact find, full form builder. Some great features there to be flexible with how you work with your clients. If there's anything of interest there, please just reach out to support@brokerengine.com.au.